Disclaimer: the following video you're about to see is a paid-for advertisement for the representation of The Walking Dead No Man's Land. That one video gamer did receive monetary compensation for the following video, but the opinions and views discussed in the video are simply my own. Once again, I get to gush about one of my favorite TV shows right now, and today I get to really relive the events from last week's episode of The Walking Dead titled The Well. If you haven't seen it yet, what are you doing with your life? Pause this, go watch it, then come back to me. For the rest of this video, we're going to be talking about the current season of The Walking Dead, so spoilers are ahead. I repeat, we are going to go into super spoiler zone for Season 7 of The Walking Dead. This is your last chance. Season 7, Episode 2 of The Walking Dead was a bit of a curveball. This slow yet intriguing episode opened our eyes to a completely new colony known as the Kingdom. And while it has new characters, it definitely has some tension and drama on the horizon. The number one most important thing you need to know about the Kingdom is the fact that they have a goddamn enormous tiger named Shiva. Screw it, the tiger is all I care about from now on. Everyone else can just die off. Of course, I also can't ignore the self-righteous yet somehow humble King Ezekiel. This episode was packed with zombie-eating pigs, a devious Carol, strange fruit henchmen, and the most height-diverse choir I've ever seen. It established a lot of tension amongst the Kingdom and its new inhabitants, Carol and Morgan, with King Ezekiel reigning supreme. If you remember a few weeks ago, I talked about the game The Walking Dead No Man's Land and how it's constantly being updated to reflect the current ongoing state of the show. And that's what we're going to do today. So before you accept that pomegranate, let's take a deeper look at The Walking Dead No Man's Land episode challenge missions for the episode The Well. After each episode airs, No Man's Land offers challenge missions completely reflecting the events and characters developed in the show. Every Monday after an episode airs, we'll unlock that episode's mission on the app. Within these missions, you can choose between easy mode, hard mode, and the trials. The best part of easy and hard mode is that you'll always use the characters from that episode, regardless if you own them in your actual party. This week, they give you Morgan and Carol, all alone to fend for themselves in this graveyard. You know what? I wonder what's in store for them in a world riddled with undead monsters. Spoilers, not spoilers! It's walkers. In between the waves, you'll hear unique dialogue from Carol and Morgan that drives more of the plot from the show, as well as further the psychological yet complicated relationship between the two of them. Easy mode is pretty straightforward and easy. However, if you beat hard mode, you'll be rewarded much better compared to that of the easy difficulty settings. Yet the real beast are the trials, and that's where the ultimate prizes lie. And just to give you that added challenge, in the trials, you cannot use Carol or Morgan, and by default, you have to use characters from your weaker random survivor pool. Curtis, save us, buddy! I believe in you! So we all know by now that Negan is a super badass character. He's evil and yet charming. And if you keep playing this game week to week until the mid-season break, you can unlock him in your pool of characters. So be sure to come back every week and play. And don't worry, boys and girls, you can always go back to the previous episode missions from the previous weeks, no matter how late in the game you join. So that's all for me today. A big thank you to Next Games and The Walking Dead for their continuing hard work on polishing an ever-improving mobile game, and for their support sponsoring That One Video Gamer. But before I leave you today, I'm going to hit you with about 5 guesses from which I think will happen in next week's episode of The Walking Dead. This is just me speculating, so I'm just throwing it out there. I think that Negan's numbers are going to start dropping from the bad pork. King Ezekiel probably is going to put some moves on Carol because, man, he looks at her kind of weird. Morgan's probably going to shoot someone, so that's going to throw off his entire moral compass yet again. Shiva rips apart 10 walkers. That one's just for me. No one else, just me. And sadly, I'm pretty sure that young Benjamin here is probably going to die. If not in next week's episode, somewhere along the season. That's it, that's all. Good night.